of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Any public comments? Empty. I think it's the last one. All right, can I get a motion for the approval of the agenda, please?
So moved, Mr. President.
Second. Vince. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the agenda, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Motion for the minutes, please.
I'll make a motion.
Discussion. All those in favor of approving the minutes, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Requisition minutes. Do I have a motion, please?
I make that motion.
Vince?
I'll second that motion, Mr. President.
Okay, this is requisitions 26-144 through 26-162. Some of the larger items on the list would include items number 2 and 3 are for the welding department, would be for jackets for their flame resistant or retardant jackets for the students and spools of wire, along with the next one, which is welding supplies from Alvaro Steel. A little further down here, you have an NWA renewal about in the middle. This is, we test all students K through 12, and so that's partially reimbursed through a state formative assessment grant, but it's only for a certain number of students per grade level, so we'll see some of that back. A little further down, you see IC Collins bus. That's one bus. Buses have really increased in value when you purchase them and not so much when you go to sell them. This helps us maintain our schedule of replacing buses as needed on that cycle. A little further down, Vertical Horizons was here. I think this was some repair for some things in the building. I forget what that would be for right now. A little further down, you have Worthington Direct folding tables and chairs. This is for, actually it should be for the high school, not the elementary school. So Mike and I talked about slowly replacing some of the tables that are in the cafeteria and replacing them with our folding tables that look like they've seen better days. And then finally, we've been having ongoing issues with the roof. So the Century has been here working on the high school roof. We have noticed that after, and I think I told you this last time too, as we've dried out from the spring weather, you start to see divots in the middle school roof, especially over the insulation plates that push down on that. So we finally got approval from the insurance company to proceed with replacing the middle school roof and the auxiliary gym roof. So at the end of this process, we'll have the elementary, which we're going to have 1 year under its belt, and then all the high school roofs have been replaced. Even the new canopy roof has been replaced. They were going to start working outside on the metal roof last week, but I don't think they've gotten out that far. But that was their next plan. So I'm not sure when they'll be completed. There doesn't seem to be very many people here working usually, but hopefully, but it will not be done before school starts. So it will not be. So what they're doing is they're removing a section of the roof and then putting on the new roof and then moving on. So they don't take it all off at once. They do it one off and then replace it, and one off and replace it. There've been a couple rooms where they have we've had issues with ceiling tile dropping. I see 2 new tiles right above us there. I don't know if that's the result of that, but in a couple classrooms, we've had some issues where leaks have come through. I don't know if it's because they've taken off the old roof and they've put down the new roof through in that area, but lots of tile that has been replaced throughout the building. Insurance has been really good so far about reimbursing us or giving us payment. So they're going to be sending payment for another large payment to help us with some of those repairs. But for now, we're using a clearing account, that 9504, where we're receiving in the money that insurance is giving us along the way and then paying Century.
Was that a mess after that?
Installation was all over the,
Yeah.
it was all out
I
there.
just-
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on my front porch watching it just blow. It's like, oh, no.
Yeah, and then the 2x4s out in front too. Luckily, they didn't hit the window. Oh, they hit the window, they broke the screen, but didn't break the window. So there was 2x4s out laying, that kind of thing. So,
With this claim, have you gotten any indication what the September 1st?
so JJ from our insurance carrier, used to be McGriff, but they changed hands because Marsh now, called and said he was gonna reach out to Liberty Mutual to ask kind of that question, and how comfortable did we feel moving forward with Liberty Mutual to continue using them. And what I told him is, I've been pleased with Liberty Mutual. They've been responsive to my emails. They have answered our questions. They were timely in getting someone here to look at them. They've had someone come out and look at the roof when we had issues with the middle school roof. And they've already paid us one check of like $600,000, and there's another $800,000 check that should be coming Monday to help us. And we also had an issue in the server room with all of our technology. Water got in and dripped down onto the key card system, key scan. So door 22 didn't work for a while, door 2 didn't work for a while. So some of the doors didn't work for a while, so they had to come, and that was a $5,000 thing that they covered without questions asked.
All under the same.
All under the same claim. So they've told us, if you come across anything that you found because of that, just let us know, communicate with them, but they've been pretty good. So he was gonna reach out and just kind of have a conversation. What would this potentially do to our renewal? The school would like to continue to stay with you if possible, and so I think they already kind of are thinking that way, but
Just comment wise, I remember when I first started here, we could have bought 2 buses and money left over.
Yep.
For that same amount, less than 12 years ago.
I was gonna say, what was the last bus that we bought? How much was that?
about the same. That's what they've been for a long time, probably 10 years or so, 8. It's awful.
But they're not continuing to go up. They've kind of stabilized a little bit.
No, these are nothing specials either. There's not like air conditioning and leather seats, or, I mean, there's nothing special about them. It's the same thing we've gotten. It's a standard bus we've gotten for the past 30, 20 years. It's
Not like
just,
you can shop around either.
No.
there's only a couple vendors like Midwest Transit or Berlin or.
Speaking of the storm damage, and I don't know if it was before, but on the main gym where it goes from brick to metal, I believe, there's metal messing around the top of it.
On the gym.
Yeah.
It's been missing for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just
Like
noticed
fascia.
fascia, yeah, it's like a breakboard.
You just see the wood up there.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but
Yeah, and Jamie and I talked, it's been a year or two ago, about trying to get somebody up to the top to paint. If you look at the front, it's real faded pretty bad too. Like it looks like it's beige colored.
maybe that's what I'm seeing.
I-
The
No,
beige colors.
it's wood.
Okay, I've always thought it was just a difference in fading.
Cause it's that whole one side and then across the front, it
Right.
stops and then turns, it looks
Right.
like it's wood. then
It's
it
almost
turns
like
to
To me,
metal.
it looks like wood,
Yes,
but
right.
maybe
Could be, I haven't been up that close to
But
it.
yeah, that's been going on for
Yeah.
quite some time, that's not.
So, and then they've also told us, and I told Jamie this too, is that if there's something that, like that's not covered by insurance, to replace that, we can pay for that to get that fixed,
Yeah.
because it needs to.
Well, it needs to look good, but also there's a
Yes.
purpose for it, that wood will rot out if you don't have it covered.
Yes.
Kathy, are you gonna discuss those lockers, cell phone lockers later?
We can bring it up, because probably it's an Amazon thing, it's probably in here in Amazon. So, the new law passed in the state of Indiana where students have to either have their cell phones secured when they're on school property, or they are not allowed to bring them. And we're gonna have a policy later on that I ask you to entertain, but in talking with Mike, and what we've kind of decided is we would allow the students to bring them, but they need to be secured. So we did purchase, and I can actually give you one if you'd like, but it's a stands like a locker of sorts that has a lock. The teacher would have a lock. Students would report to their 7th period class at the high school to deposit their cell phone in this locker. It would be locked up during the day. So they're reporting their 7th period teacher so that at the end of the day, they don't have to go race back to a class to get their cell phone. They don't end up in that classroom. Teacher will give them their cell phone and they can go be on their way. But a lot of our kids are involved in sports and after school activities. They really need their cell phones. So I don't know that it's feasible to say you can't bring your cell phone. We would encourage students to make sure that they are following that. It is a state law, so they do need to stow them. We've heard word in the street that students will bring burner phones and put the burner phone in there, like a fake phone, and they'll still have their phone on them, but that would be given a discipline and subordination because they've not followed the rules and state laws, and consequences would follow.
I think they need to be pretty severe consequences for the first couple that happen.
They
Instead, we make some examples.
They said that the consequences are up to us as an individual corporation, correct?
We passed a handbook that.
So then that's already in there. Okay.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yes, but those lockers, we had to order them because we needed them before, we want to make sure they got here before school started. So before you leave, I have copies, I can show you what they look like.
Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving the requisitions, please signify by saying aye. Those opposed? Carries. Consent agenda, personnel reports.
I'll make the motion.
Okay.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
I think the dates are on.
Do we have are we in need of a 4-3 teacher?
Yes, so we've posted, this would be Christie's position, Christie's moved up to the principalship. Then we posted that position and then I called for interviews earlier this week. So we'll interview when Christie gets back from her vacation and I get back the 13th, 14th. And then we'll also have some instructional assistant positions. And so those also been called for interviews and they'll be.
So a couple weeks, yeah. 4
Yes,
weeks.
yes,
Okay.
yes. I've been pleasantly surprised
Yeah, it's
that we
definitely
had.
So that's what makes it. They're different.
Yes.
Okay, that's what it's wrong.
The date's wrong on the new one. The date was June 4th.
Oh, And we got the June 4th one also, though.
Yeah.
I say, because it has the principals down, I thought we already approved them. Okay. My apologies. Should have mentioned that.
Those are pretty light. And was
Yes.
Jerry, was that a medical issue?
No,
What's the travel?
no, it was a travel.
Travel.
Sold his house. I did not receive any kind of heads up.
Now, man.
Yeah.
Wish him the best of luck. It's been very good.
Yeah, the kids love them.
Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving the consent agenda personnel report, signify by saying aye. Those opposed? 2026, 2027 meal prices.
So moved, Mr. President.
So, maybe a second.
Your recommendation from Rebecca Shepherd, our food service director, that we make no changes to our meal prices. That we would continue to offer free breakfast and then our lunch prices would be what they are currently. So
Okay.
currently,
I'm just gonna ask what I saw the pricing, what it was, like $2.75 or $3 a meal for the kids. I know where you're at.
yes,
Is there a reduced fee for under 40 cents?
yes, yes.
And was that in effect for all kids last year?
So anybody can fill out a free reduced food application.
Okay.
Or sometimes parents who receive public assistance like Medicaid or SNAP benefits would get direct certified to be able to be free or reduced. So through an application process, they have to be approved, and if they're approved, then it's usually 40 cents for
Yeah.
reduced, and then free is free.
Otherwise you pay.
Otherwise, you pay if you're in the full pay, yes.
The reason I ask is because I was telling my wife about that, and I'm pretty sure that we only paid like 40 cents last year. And I thought, I don't think that sounds right. So that's why I was asking if you had to apply for that. You would
Yes.
apply for that, but.
Okay.
Interesting.
Don't ask questions.
Well, I was just seeing if it. Yeah, exactly. I was like,
You don't have a bill waiting that,
well,
right,
yeah, and if that's true, take me off of it.
Darren says, don't bite the gift.
We appreciate that. Yeah.
I'll check into that.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving the 2026-2027 meal prices, please signify by saying aye. Those opposed? Carries. IEERB minimum teacher salary notification. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second the motion.
Discussion.
Great, so we are required to have a minimum teacher salary of $45,000 for a full-time teacher. Through negotiations last fall, we got close, but we're not able to get to that point. We will be able, however, this fall to get to 45,000, we'll actually get to 45.5. But because we did not get there last year through bargaining, we have to be public shamed. And so we have to have the board recognize that we are not there, that our minimum salary this past year was $43,500 for the fiscal year. So just as letter serves notice that data submitted to the Indiana Employment Relations Board shows that the minimum salary for a full-time teacher at West Central School Corporation was $43,500 during the 2005-2006 fiscal year. Thus, the minimum teacher salary requirement was not met for the 25-26 fiscal year. So one of the things we have to do is publicly acknowledge, which would be part of this process, enter into the government minutes this notice, and then publish this on the school's website, which I will do after we're done. So once again, we will meet this as all schools are required to get up to that 45. And we want to get up there because our teachers deserve, and all of our staff deserve to be compensated for what they do because they work very hard. And so we've not filled positions in the past through attrition to try to get to a cost savings way of doing that mindfully. We've contributed significant amount toward our teachers' insurance. We're one of the top contributors in our area to health insurance for all of our staff, especially for teachers. So that's a cost that we incurred that was very heavy. We also put money toward their HSA, $1,300 toward their HSA, health savings account. We also contributed towards support staff's HSA accounts. So while this is just one piece, we were able to do a lot of things during collective bargaining last year for our teachers.
So they didn't allow us to get a full compensation package. They just say, you're not given base salary of this.
We will meet it this year though.
Yeah.
Because we have a $2,000 increase that all teachers will receive this next year.
And that'll put us where we will be free in the following budget,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Bye-bye. Any other discussion? All those in favor of the IEERB minimum teacher salary notification, please signify by saying aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. West Central High School Class 2027 trip to Orlando, April 25th and 30th, 2027.
I'll second that, Mr. President.
It's the annual senior trip that's coordinated by Jennifer Jones and Amber Lehman, take students on a trip. They do a lot of other things besides just participating in fun things. They learn a lot about making reservations, planning, meal prepping. There's a lot that goes into that is beyond just taking the trip.
All those in favor of the West Central High School Class 2027 trip to Orlando, April 25th and 30th, 2027, please signify by saying aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. IB Tech, MOU dual credits. Do I have a motion?
I'd make a motion to approve the architect. Great.
I'll second it.
Okay, this is an agreement we have with Ivy Tech for our dual credit. These are classes that are taught by West Central teachers, for which students get Ivy Tech credit for high school, college credit. So I give this to you, the main point, because I'd like for you to see the number of courses that we offer here that our students can take, that they can get dual credit from Ivy Tech.
But just Ivy Tech, right?
This is just Ivy Tech.
Mike brought it up at graduation. That was quite the dollar sign.
Isn't there also credits that are for the whole state of Indiana that won't be accepted? Isn't that something?
A lot of these are transferable, I think, just because they're through Ivy Tech doesn't mean you have to have them. Use them from Ivy Tech.
Oh, okay. They're considered Ivy Tech credits, but they can transfer to other.
Yes, yes.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
Now we're on.
Yes.
A little slow.
All right, any other discussion? All those in favor of the Ivy Tech MOU dual credit, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Food Service Vendor Awards 2026-2027.
So moved, Mr. President.
I'll second
Thank you.
Each year, we belong to the Northern Indiana Educational Service Center food bid. So we do it as a collective bid, like we do our trash as well. So schools come together to bid their food. And so as part of that bid process, the following would be awarded those bids. The HPS and Gordon Food Service as the main distributor for foods. Prairie Farms would be the milk and dairy. Link would be the point of sale. Piazza Produce is the produce vendor, and then Commercial Food Systems is from snack and beverage.
It's different than last year, or are they pretty well all the same?
The Prickles, yes.
Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving the Food Service Vendor Awards 2026-2027, please signify by saying aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. Item C, Claire's surplus. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second,
Mr. President.
Todd.
The item on this list would be bus number 23, which is a yellow bus. You can see the mileage is 93,577. It was purchased in 2019. It is the oldest bus that's not being used, that's not needed. It's currently on the bus lot. This is the one that Jamie has recommended and we declared surplus.
Any other discussion?
One more thing, this we put on Gov Deals, so if anybody's interested, you can always go on our Gov Deals, if you go to our website, we'd like to have a bus, get on the bus.
They have figure eight races, bus races, figure eight, the West Central on it, advertise our school. Get about as much out of this, we're going to get out of the Gov Deals.
Thought they'd really be good in a demolition derby, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But it's gotta be what the figure eight race is.
It is when
If
it's
you're
all
figure
said
eight,
and done, right?
you gotta be
It's hilarious.
crashing like crazy. So to say who's driving the
Do
bus?
we have extra buses out there?
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
about-
the other spares, yes,
couple of
yes, yes.
What do you think we'll get? $5,000?
I thought I was curious, what would a bus like that worth?
1,500.
Yeah. Yeah,
What?
The tires are worth that much.
2,500, yeah.
I'd buy it for 1,500.
that's, if you get on there, that's
Go on
what they
Gov
go for.
Deals, yeah,
Serious?
yes. And you just approved a bus purchase for 100.
Yeah, no kidding. That's just,
And this one's only 7 years old.
I thought it was, it said it was purchased, then I'm assuming that's the year it is as well. We don't buy used buses, do we?
No, no. buses.
I can't wait to hear what Ariel says.
On a bus, honey!
We can at least park it at Darren's for one night and leave it
Sold.
sitting outside with a sold sign in
I was
it.
gonna say, like-
Wait for your wife to drive home, that would be great.
What did Likewise buy? That bus wasn't new, was it?
Oh, no, no.
What did they buy that for?
Oh, it was more than that.
And they had some issues. They
Well.
had a little work through
They
them.
get it painted.
Did get painted.
But, oh, no mechanical
You and
work.
Jonathan take it to football games, basketball games, baseball, you know?
Tailgate,
Yeah.
tailgate up to Wrigley. or-
You feel like I got all this spare time? Yeah.
People tournament RVs.
Only thing
Dennis
I was,
makes a good church bus.
we can take the seats out of it and haul hogs.
I was
And
gonna
that's the
say,
only thing
haul
I've ever
hogs,
seen an old
haul
school
haulers,
bus good
yeah.
for. Okay, we're getting a little off track. All right, all those in favor of approving items to declare surplus, please signify by saying aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. West Central School Corporation Board Policy 4307, wireless devices. Prohibits, oh my goodness, spit it out. Prohibition, first reading, vehemently.
I'll make a motion to approve the first reading. of School
Thank
board
you.
policy
Thank you,
4307.
I'll second.
Okay, this policy is required, after we, as talked about earlier, there's a new state law that allows students to bring devices, but they have to be secured during the day, or the school corporation can adopt a policy to not allow them to bring them. They're not allowed to bring them to school. Because we have so many students that are drivers, that have after-school activities. As a parent, I think most parents would appreciate knowing their child got to school safely, got home safely, after practices or after school. So I think it's reasonable to ask that they bring a device, but it's gonna have to be stowed. So we do have lockers that have been purchased that students can put their devices in that need to be stowed. Students will face consequences, including disciplinary action for using phones during the school day, because it's a violation of state law. So it's not a West Central, this is not a White or a Rensselaer or Eastern High. It's a state law that devices are not to be able to be used during the school day for communicating in this regard. So it just says it's prohibited from possessing or using the wireless device which is portable and capable of providing voice, messaging, and other data communication to two or more persons, including cellular phones, tablet computers, multiple gaming devices, and whatever is connected to a cell phone tower or whatever. However, we do have, they do have access still to their Chromebooks, which they need to access for their learning. So it's not saying that they cannot do that, but they're not to be communicating in that regard, which I know students have been very creative about finding ways to communicate with their Chromebooks.
What is the consequences for not enforcing this from the state?
And with not enforcing a state law.
Yeah. So, not that I don't agree with this, I agree with it. I think just, that's a question.
Goes to jail.
That's my thought.
Like those board presidents.
It all come down to like,
Happy to go.
how is it enforced?
Yeah.
If the board said, no, we feel like, we're just gonna, flagrantly just disobey the state law. There's always it's like speeding. What's the ramifications for speeding? You just speed ticket.
I'll
You
bet they
maybe
would
get
hold
cited.
funds.
And I was okay.
You turn
If it's bad enough.
Always the calling.
I don't think that was it. I don't think they mentioned anything about that. I think they actually talked about that, didn't they? That the
No, they
state,
didn't.
Enforcement
They didn't
part?
address
yeah, it was up to us to declare what we wanted our punishments to be, but not a punishment from them. It was just your call.
And I think you could consider it from a school's perspective, a gift that the state is giving us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, because
Absolutely.
We
it's
didn't
out
have
of
to
our
do that.
hands. It's not something that we just are doing because we're mad at kids or like we're grudge against kids. There's a reason why they've asked this, and I think it's gaining some national support here about walking back all devices in the classroom. Chromebooks, iPads, all devices. So this is probably the tip of the iceberg. And so one of the things we're going to talk about in our admin meetings, when we have that later on this month too, is about talking with teachers about being very conscientious about when you have kids on devices and when you don't have kids on devices. It's not just a babysitting. It's not just get on here and practice for 20, 30 minutes and do your IXL or whatever. And not to say that our teachers don't do that, because they don't, but just being more mindful that how much time kids do have on screens and not actually in front. Yes, yes. Because you do see high school kids that are sitting there right beside each other, each on their own phone, doing
They're
something.
probably texting each other.
And this is their own social time. They should be talking to each other instead of texting each other. And a lot of things fester that way or grow that way when someone sends something during the day and now you've got issues at lunch or after lunch. No, it's still gonna happen, but it just helps maybe hopefully quell a little bit of that.
One avenue cut off. For choice.
Or skirted, just so it's not gonna go away, but
Well, if we put the policy in place, the balcony would.
Oh, for sure. But so I was asking the question is, you'll get some questions like, well, what's the consequences? Why do I have to do this? So I was just curious.
and-
Well, I think we're cutting off another big avenue of cheating, I would think.
It's a big part of it.
Got a
yes,
large part of
yeah.
it, yeah.
And
I just think cheating, having
Oh.
stuff on your phone
Yeah,
or
that's
your tests and stuff.
And at the end, it does say a student may be disciplined, including suspension or expelled for using wireless device in a manner violating this policy, may have the device confiscated by school administration, device will be returned to the parent. So it comes out of insubordination, child is refusing to agree or to abide by this. So have to be consequences for that.
Can they have them in their vehicle? Can they leave them in, or do they have to bring them in to school?
If they're not going out to their vehicle.
See, I
then
can't
there
think you
shouldn't.
could make them bring them in
Yeah,
from their
it'll
vehicle.
probably be hard to make.
Well, I'm just wondering during the day, I mean, can they go out to their vehicle and get in their car? I'm asking questions, I'm just,
I thought about that.
they're
too.
gonna,
I don't know if they
they're
allow
gonna try
kids-
every way
I don't think you
possible.
need building.
How can you go out and
It sounded like
build-
when we
They
were in
have to
school,
have
we
usually permission, so usually they have to have permission, usually. And so when they have to come out through this door only, because this is the only door they can get back in, because Erica will let them back in, or the front office. So if I start to notice, or I can tip off Erica that, hey, make sure that have permission, she'll call Vicky and verify, hey, did you get permission as soon as I go out to his car to get his book or something, or whatever. Are they gonna do that? Yeah, I mean, they're gonna find ways. It's not
So,
foolproof,
yeah.
but
I just wondered if it was okay if they left them in their vehicle.
they have kids that
If
go out
it
to get
was
things
on premises,
sometimes.
they needed to put them in locker.
And that's part of the elementary, that sixth graders have standing lockers.
Right,
Correct.
yes, yes. And they don't usually go to their lockers, really. They might go to get books out or push them back or whatever, but once again, there should be a teacher standing right there. Should be able to supervise.
All right. Any other discussion?
So, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be annoying. When did you say that they're gonna be in seventh period?
Seventh.
But they're gonna go to their
Go there for
seventh
a seventh
period,
period,
drop it off, and then go to their first period.
yes.
All those in favor of the West Central School Corporation Board Policy 4307, wireless devices prohibition, first reading, please signify by saying aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. Francisville Parks Board appointments. Can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Tom.
Okay, we have a request from the Francisville Parks Board for an appointment of Curtis Erb to the position of Park Board. He's expressed a willingness to serve and in respect that request, we suspect that we would appoint him.
So, we get the point of the Parks Board, but how does that help us?
So oftentimes we'll have different entities that will ask, like the library board will ask us to make an appointment. So they have representation from a variety of different individuals in the community.
So he is representing us on the board.
Not necessarily, no.
They just want us as a group of like-minded people to choose somebody responsible to put there. So that
Kind of
way,
Instead of
represents
the
them.
board doing it.
The library board usually recommends who they would like us to.
It's just a purple.
So if they don't represent us, then why are we?
they have to have some board to appoint somebody.
Okay.
They
They're
could
not
appoint
gonna have
to another,
somebody- yeah.
another board if they wanted to, correct? And we-
Yes, yeah, just finding a board. If not, you have to have public voting for.
They could.
Darren, it's because we haven't told them, no, we're not gonna do that.
I was just curious, I like Curtis,
We're nice.
he works for me, so I have no problem, I was just kind of curious, I didn't know if he was representing us, and he was gonna report back to us what's going on there.
And I've not had a request from them before.
I think
This is the
it's
first
very
time.
brand
Have
new.
they?
The board's brand new, I think it'll be a good thing.
I think it'd be very. All right, all those in favor of the Francisville Parks Board appointment, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Item for discussion.
Okay, I can, have a things. So Ms. Bear, Christy Bear wanted to give a board report, so I'm gonna read her report. It says, "Dear Dr. Rowe and board members, even though I'm currently away on a cruise in Alaska,
Nice.
I did not want to miss my first opportunity to share my principal notes with you. I've been actively preparing for the upcoming school year by tweaking our schedules, 2-hour delay, early release, and aid schedules, as well as expectations I feel it would make our school run smoothly. On the professional development front, I recently completed my first course at Grand Canyon University and began my second. I've also been engaged with several leadership podcasts and principal networking groups on Facebook, both of which have sparked exciting ideas and I look forward to implementing. Additionally, I've begun settling into my office and review the transition materials Dr. Rowe kindly left for me. As soon as I return from vacation, my priority will be conducting interviews to fill our open aid and teaching position. Thank you for your time. I look forward to providing a full in-person report with more exciting updates in August. Thank you, Christy Bear." And she's been hitting the ground. I know Mike has been interviewing lots of people as well for the positions. He's been interviewing for a band choir position. And so I think he will have a recommendation shortly for that person. So I know he's been busy with that. I'll give you a little update on the middle school, high school roof and the auxiliary gym roof. So that work will continue. For summer school, we had 29 elementary students and 19 high school students that participated. So we operated the first 2 weeks of June for elementary and high school, and then the third week it was just high school only. Bus inspections was June 9th. All of our buses passed. So we're grateful for Jamie and Andy for all the work they've done with that. Parking lot has been resealed and restriped. The seniors will be painting their parking spots this weekend or on the next couple of weeks. I've reminded them to be very careful with the parking lot. We have a lot of people coming in and out, especially with roofers and lots of things going on, just to be very careful with all that goes on out here with athletics and those kind of things. We have upcoming registration on July 30th from 8 to 3 and the 31st from 1 to 7. I'll be participating in a turbine meeting at the end of July with John from Power Grid Partners and the other 4 school corporations that have turbines. August 7th is New Teacher Orientation Day, where we take the day to work with our new teachers. We give them, we have central office staff come and talk about what they do. Chastity and Shannon talk about what they do. Erica talks about what she does. Technology comes, talks about technology, how to access certain things. I'll talk about curriculum and give them a handouts of different things so that they're prepared for their first day. And then the 10th and the 11th of August are teacher work days. And then August 10th is Meet Teacher Night, which is Monday from 6 to 7. We'll do the same thing as we've done before, like have a cookout, we have cookie. Last year we had it out at the concession stand, which I thought was a better place for it to be.
Yeah,
So there's water, hot dogs.
it's a little ways out there, but it worked out pretty
Yeah,
good. I think.
cookies.
Yeah.
And then August 12th is our first student day. So it's hard to believe that summer's moving right along. I also gave you copies of the revenue fund and copy of your accounts payable voucher. So you'll notice, especially in operations, we have revenue of $1,486,000, so that's property taxes that got deposited. So we got our draws from Alaska and Jasper, that's what that is, that's property tax, just a deposit. Education fund revenue, that's just usually that's pretty close to our monthly revenue into the education fund. Remember, co-op reimbursement fund is always going to be in the negative because We pay co-op people and they get reimbursed from Rensselaer for those costs.
With the operations, are we putting that in any short-term seed or something to get any?
We have our construction funds, so construction is 700. We have about $300,000 left in that. I think there'll still be another 100 come out, so we'll have 200,000 left. That's still in our tracks. That's still in our, yes, the Indiana fund, Indiana, yes, that's still there.
I mean, can we
We
put any
could
of
take
that in there?
we could take a portion and put it in there to generate that. The problem is, we're gonna buy another bus, so that will be $100,000. There will be other things that start coming out of there quickly, so,
I didn't know if we had
Yes,
enough time
we
to
could.
put it in and get a little or nothing, or I didn't know.
Very good.
Go ahead.
Moving on to payroll and claims.
Did we?
Yeah, no, I need a motion for
No,
payroll and
motion.
claims. Thank,
I will second that, Mr. President.
thank you.
Come
Now,
on.
any discussion?
Go, Dennis, go.
You already talked about the, insurance.
Yeah.
But still.
Payments there. Hopefully, when you meet with John, Urban John, we still need to get some clarification. I don't know if that's what, where that's gonna come from. Where we are in the bank, so that we know what we banked up. Instead of, okay, we know we had enough in the bank for this time, it's just the minimal charge. But how much are we banked up? Are we getting close, since it's in the summer, or in the middle of the summer, we're usually short on the bank.
it'll reflect the NIPSCO bill. So if I were to show you a NIPSCO bill, it'll tell you how many credits we've earned, and then how many we've used and what's left. And then I can do a historical to an idea of it, yeah, that shows you how many, because there becomes a point when, yes, we start losing all those credits, and then the bill starts getting big enough because there's just no wind. But I can give you copies of that.
That used to come from performance services. They used to
And
have something.
And he used to provide a monthly report that would show, but when you compare that to the NIPSCO bill, it's hard to, they don't really match up a little bit. I haven't gotten one of those in 2 years, 3 or 4 years, and I think that none of the others have either.
Just my
Our carriers.
that we appreciate that we don't have to go to the NIPSCO bill all that. Even if they don't match up, we say month to month, year to year is report.
This report's not gonna be this much. I was gonna say about
That's
that. But he did ask for 2 years of our NIPSCO bills, so I'm hoping he's going to compare everybody's, if everybody did what they're supposed to, and compared and saw how many credits were generated. So he did ask for that, and I gave it to him.
I'm glad you guys are meeting. Surely we're about done. It looked like the construction fund was about out.
Yes,
Surely
Yes.
we're about done.
yes. The only thing that would be left would probably be anything from Tecton, last minute wrap-ups, closeouts. We do have copies of the as-bills and all the documents. So we just need last minute type things. But there should be, when all is said and done, there should be about $200,000 left. That could be for furniture. So that's kind of where we're taking those tables from the cafeteria in the high school, the new tables. They're gonna look kind of what they look like now, only because we have to have something that you can fold up easily and tuck out of the way.
Yeah.
It can't be heavy, you can't lift it out of the pit. So, so there's still money left for things like that that could be used for, that they're supposed to be related to what you had. Like we bought furniture for the press box, a nice table and some chairs for under the bench. Those tables, because it's the cafeteria, we can buy things for the elementary cafeteria. Whatever we need.
Speaking of out there, for the press box, last football season, I guess I take it those are the old speakers that they put back up on the press box.
I don't think we got new ones.
Yeah, they're pretty bad shape. Whoever looks at the ones in the gym might want to look at the ones that are.
Is it just because they don't sound well,
It's
or they
just,
just?
you might as well just guard them. It just can't, there's no clarity to it.
The ones right at the press.
That are mounted up on the sides of the press box. Hopefully it's
Yes,
gets wire.
Uh-huh.
Could you look at page 7 of
Yes.
7 of 22, so around the, where we have the payments. The first one, looking at the principal payment versus the interest,
Mhm.
and then you go to the second one, then you go to the third. And wow,
Yes. So these are, so even though the second one, so the first one's Bank of New York Mellon for June 2026 lease payment. So we have 2018, 2024, and we have 2020. So we have 3 major months. The one in the middle, even though it says turbine, the turbine has been already paid off several times. That's not really the turbine. It's just it's just the words used. It doesn't really mean a turbine, but it's that lease payment where the turbine was absorbed and refinanced or whatever. It's probably the 2018 payment. And then the last one is probably the most, could be the most recent one. One of them we're paying interest up front, and then the principal comes on at the end. So, well, no, I'll say 2018, 2020, but those are our lease payments we pay on debt service.
but you think it's just, it's a new payment and it's heavy on the interest.
One of them is heavy on the interest, yes, before you're paying any,
That is very heavy.
yes.
Yeah, I saw that too. Very,
I can get more information on that quick.
yeah.
That's all I got.
Hey, John,
Tim,
look back.
Yeah, I think you can probably answer this one. Deborah Clemens, Deborah
Yes.
K. Clemens,
Yes,
is that the student who still goes to Indianapolis?
yes.
Okay.
He graduated in May, at the end of May, so that should be the last
Oh,
payment.
did he graduate?
Yes, he
Okay.
graduated, yes,
Get on her own.
yes, he graduated. Aged out.
any other discussion? All those in favor of approving payroll and claims, please signify by saying aye. Those opposed? Carries. Any other business?
Heather, do you know, did anybody else sign up in your district?
I texted him, so I went and took my paperwork and the computer system looked at him, and she's been verifying me